And welcome everyone then to game number 1 in the 4th Decider series in the Grand Malaise qualifiers. This time around we're gonna see Villese face in Sitaux and the specified series for a spot. The fantastic Grand Malaise $100,000 tournament to take place in about 2 weeks or so, or a week and a half. Abistan, thank you so much for the sub over there, and Prime sub, and you know it. I love it. Guys, if you'd like to support me, if you enjoy the stream today so far, the 12 hours we are putting today to provide coverage for these games, of course. Probably projected 12 hours. We have to put an asterisk on it. Yeah, and you are an Amazon Prime user, you can redeem a subscription per month on Twitch for free by utilizing your Prime account as well, and I would love to take Bez's money. You know. Let's take a look at the civilizations. Villese is going to be playing with Aztecs, which means that he gets 3 extra resources. He is going to be able to carry 3 extra resources per villager per trip for free. On top of that, we also get for Aztecs 5 extra HP on monks per each monastery technology that they research, as well as 11% faster training military units except for monks themselves, and for the team bonus, relics provide 33% more gold compared to other civilizations. Sitaux civilization starts with 3 extra villagers, fewer resources though, less food and wood. They're gonna get 5 extra HP, 5 extra line of sight, what I'm talking about, on the TCs, and 5 higher population support from the TCs. 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the feudal castle and imperial ages, and for the team bonus, let's see, for the Chinese also 10% extra food per farm. FUH is coming up for both these players, and we are still trying to catch up. Took too long, talking nonsense in between the games apparently. So yeah. And the predictions are on as well. Huggy, thank you so much as well for the sub. It's very, very much appreciated. Jeff's taking some of my money. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So long as we eventually make up for the money that they took away from us, it's fine. I'll take it, for sure. 3 months as well, Huggy. Appreciate it. Oh, the game is paused. Well, the good news is we are completely caught up. While we wait for the players to unpause the game, let's take a look at the map generation. Ngoki-han! Thank you for the gift sub! Very much appreciated. 4 gift subs on the channel so far. Sally Buns, welcome to the club as well. Thank you so much for the support, Goki-han. And let's take a look at this, the map generation, right? Starting with the wool player, we're gonna see that the main goal over here is towards the south. Kind of far away from the TC, not too much though. The secondary goals, those are terrible though, those are extremely far away. Main stone forward, secondary stone is going to be towards the southeast over here. And he's already going for some walls, so going for something like this and then potentially something like this will be enough for him to protect the wall line, the berries, but not the minerals. Ideally, something like this would be the best, so that he will be able to protect the gold as well. As Villese pushes the scout away from Sitaux, starts going forward with some archers. Let's take a look at Sitaux's map generation extremely quickly as well. We're going to see for the red player 1 goal towards the south, the secondary goes towards the actually 1 goal towards the north, the secondary goes towards the south, 1 towards the southwest, 1 towards the southeast, and then the stone is going to be the main one on the back and the secondary one forward. Because the TC is so far away from the edge of the map over here though, the walls are going to be kind of trickier to get up, right? But by getting the walls like this, he will be able to secure this gold and this gold as well as the stone, so, and that is in addition to the wall line. So I think I'm liking Sitaux's map generation a little bit better once he's able to completely wall himself in. Otherwise, well, it's kind of difficult to get the walls up for Sitaux on time, and Villese is going to be able to get some pressure going. He's trying to. Yeah, and Sitaux is not going towards the edge of the map. He's just going for the walls towards the TC over here, but that means that he'll be open still, and these resources will not be safe in the end. First time seeing this. Looks pretty cool. Thank you. Yes. You're going to see a lot more throughout the series. For sure. There we go. What do you mean, de nada, amigo? You're talking to an Argentinian, you have to say de nada, boludo. Otherwise, it doesn't have the same the same zing. You know, like Hera. Regardless. You count the archers. We have skirmishers coming out for Sitaux already. He's able to defend himself quite successfully. 4 extra workers already for Sitaux. Remember that he does begin with 3 extra villagers. So the fact that he's got a 3 villager lead over here is only natural. If he gets a 4th villager, that's just going to be because of idle TC time for some of the players. Sitaux does have a little bit of extra idle TC time though, so the villager lead decreases from 4 to 3. What was the word? Oh my god, man. I don't know if I should say this. If I say it in slow motion, probably I'm going to get demonetized. Nah, probably not. It's actually pretty harmless. Boludo is like saying, dude, for Argentinians. It's technically a swear word, but you can use it just casually as dude, and it's fine. Good counter push coming out for Sitaux. Yeah, and the defenses from Villese are strong, so far nobody's really able to achieve too much of anything. Sitaux's been the only player able to get a villager down. Not exactly sure where that happened. But yeah, in the end, it's going to be a very, very close game over here. Sitaux is still the first one going up, though. To the Castle H and Villese. Villese shouldn't really struggle too much. He's playing Aztecs, he's got a strong economy himself as well, but he's already like a minute behind compared to Sitaux. So this is good. Once the red player gets up, he's going to have plenty of options. We have seen already. We can see extra TCs come up. Try to play for economy towards the late game. We can see full aggression come up as well. He's got a second stable, so it seems as if we are going to see full aggression over here from Sitaux. And he's got a good amount of gold miners, so he should be able to afford this. And interestingly enough, the way that he's going about the walls over here, once again, doesn't really protect too much of his economy. He's gonna be protecting the gold over here, but the wool lines are going to be open still. And the archers are left alive from Villese. He takes the defensive units from Sitaux, so now he'll push the villagers away from wood line. This puts Sitaux in a pretty precarious position. Like that, I just typed it in chat. It's Spanish. It's Argentinian Spanish. And you could say that it's slang for dude. It's technically still also an insult. It also means kind of idiot, but when you're amongst friends, it's like just dude. No problem. It'll be kind of like saying majete, I guess. Beautiful. Now Sitaux starts to get the knights out. We were expecting this to be the case with the double stable. He was going to go for it always, and no extra TCs coming up at all. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even have the stone. I think he sold it in order to go up, right? Yeah, he sold the stone before going up to the castle age, so it's going to be full pressure over here. And he still has a higher worker count compared to Villese, and now we see Eagle Warriors coming out. Villese has been going for the extra barracks. This is really interesting. With the extra barracks and the fact that the Eagle Warriors are so cheap, he might be able to put himself in a better position against the Chinese over here, despite the fact that individually, Knights are stronger compared to Eagles. And the way that it works, and we have seen this in the past a few times, is you just try to produce as many Eagles as you can. Because they are pretty cheap, it doesn't really take too much for you to get a good amount of units out, right? You do not, however, go forward and try to fight the Knights off. What you do is you split your Eagles up into smaller groups and you try to go forward and try to raid. That usually is going to be enough for you to overwhelm your opponent, idle some of their economy, and potentially compensate for the fact that they have the stronger unit. By getting their economy idle, then you're going to be able to eventually outproduce them as well. Or you're going to be able to overpower them with more Eagles as you keep production. They struggle to keep on going for Knights. Especially in a situation like this where Sitaux is still technically open. And Villese doesn't even need to worry about taking the walls down, right? So just keep on going for more Eagles. Go forward. just sit underneath the TC, and because the Eagles are so resilient, especially if you go for chainmail armor, the TC from your opponent is going to be so idle for such a long time. The farmers are not going to be worker. They're going to struggle to keep on going for more knights, and you will still be able to keep on going for more Eagles on your end. Sitaux probably sees this coming though, and he's going to try to close the wall over here right away. Yeah, he knows. He knows. These players, of course, they know. So now Villese is going to have to bank on the monks instead of trying to get the conversions. He got it. Time to watch England. Hopefully they win. We'll be back later if sets are still on. Most likely, man. We definitely have way more than 2 hours left to go over here. This is just the 4th set, but we have the 5th and the 6th sets coming up. Who played today at 15 GMT, by the way? Let me know. Big engagement coming up. Sitaux is going to lose the mangonels. He will end up getting the better trade over here. He's got a good amount of knights still left, and these Eagle Warriors are not strong enough. Oh, France, Poland! Who came out on top? The chat's not showing on stream, so I think it's fine if you just type it. Beautiful push over here for Sitaux. Ah, okay, thank you. Thank you, B. Let's see if he can keep it, keep the roll. One going down. Nice. Another conversion on the way, though, in Villese. Villese has been able to not only keep up over here, but get ahead. The second TC is already up for the bull player, and the third TC is on the way as well. Meanwhile, Sitaux's been sticking to one TC. The thing about this, though, is if you're going up to the castle H earlier, you're going to be going for full aggression. You need to increase your production. And Sitaux has kind of stuck over here to only double stable production, and I would say at this point in time, he probably already has enough to go for more than that. So he's kind of struggling as Villese is able to keep up for military count. And the monks, of course, are going to get the conversions, and we see another conversion going there. The mantle goes down. I do not like Villese taking the engagement over here still, though. He realizes and bails. And Villese could add some pikes. Yes, that would certainly not hurt. I think he's just trying to make the play for the monks over here, but it's going to be pretty slow. I think he's got a single monastery, right? He's got a single monastery, so he cannot really go for too many monks at once. Stop letting the holy man die. Well, what else do you kill in a holy war? Brother will kill brother, spilling blood across the land. Killing for religion, man, something I don't understand. Let's see who gets that. My cavalry is coming up now for Sitaux. Another mangonel. I believe we already have redemption for the monks, right? No! As a matter of fact, he's got no upgrades at all. No wonder they were going down so quickly. It's only now going for sanctity. That's going to bring them up to 50 HP each. We need to see redemption for sure. That'll be ideal. There we go. The Eagles are coming in. Now we are getting to the numbers that I was talking about earlier. You need to outproduce the player going for knights significantly so in order to get a better engagement over here. It cannot be the same amount of Eagles. They are going to just go down to the knights. You need significantly more. And right now, we have some more Eagles compared to the knights. 23 Eagles versus 13 knights, so it's looking better. Plus, with the monk, is certainly going to make a little bit of a bigger difference. Monk's going down, though, in the end to the light cavalry. The light cavalry go down. And here come the Eagles. And they're going right after the siege. The expensive units in Sitaux, with his much smaller economy, cannot afford to take the losses. 2 mountains down the ground. Good thing for him that the knights over here still overpower these Eagle Warriors. Otherwise, that might have been just game over there. And Villese is still trying to leverage the monks over there. And he's going to get the conversions. One conversion connecting over here. The second one does not. Counter conversions coming out now for Sitaux as well, but it's going to be much trickier. Given the economy difference right now, with Villese getting 20 extra workers compared to Sitaux, he shouldn't really struggle to significantly outproduce Sitaux. And that now that he's finally adding some pikemen into the mix, the Knights are no longer overpowering Vilese's army by quite as much. And while technically Knights are still going to take on Eagles and pikemen one-on-one, it's going to be much more cost-effective for Villese. Plus the fact that he's got a stronger economy, this equals a great advantage to come for Villese. Sitaux ends up clearing the units out from the blue player over here, but he's got no momentum. He's got 10 Knights over here, cannot really do too much with, especially with triple barracks over here, right? Villese can just make a transition to full pikeman production and play full defensive if it comes to be the case that he needs that. 4 barracks even. He's had the 4th one. There we go. And 3 relics for Villese, producing as much gold as if they were 4 as well. So that's going to amount to about 5 or so fully upgraded gold miners in addition to his current economy. So Villese's economy right now is kind of as if he had 91 workers. So it's actually stronger than 50% stronger than Sitaux's economy, especially after he finishes researching Wheelbarrow. That's also going to make a big difference. So here come the Eagles. Now the monks over there trying to get the conversions, do not manage to get it. Sitaux snipes the monks right away with the light cavalry. And there we go. You see the conversions coming out. These guys, remember, quite tanky from Sanctity. We managed to get most of the conversions, but still, Sitaux is left on a good amount of Knights over here. It's been a struggle for Villese. Now this I like better. Notice how he's trying to cancel the Eagle Warriors. This is what I was expecting him to do before he took this engagement. So I was expecting him to make a play for mostly pikemen and some Eagle Warriors, not the other way around. Given just how heavily he was getting punished by the Knights every time that he tried to make the Eagle play. So now this looks a little bit better. More pikemen coming out, more monks, fewer Eagles. And then after the Knights get reduced and they are no longer a threat anymore, then he can start going for Eagle Warriors and use those units to go forward and raid. You do not want to defend against Knights with Eagles. You want to use them forward and raid. Yeah, the only way that Sitaux's been able to stay alive for so freaking long is just the atrocious engagements that Villese has been taking right now, right? We have a better than 2-to-1 kill ratio for Sitaux at this point. A lot of monks in the queue, yes. Like to see that. Ideally, I would like to see redemption as well, so that he would be able to go after the, the Mangonels without having to rely on converted Knights or Eagles. He will still end up taking both these Mangonels down, though. And there we go. Now this makes a lot more sense. Even with the siege over here, Sitaux is unable to hold on against the pikemen. Villese is looking great. He's got almost enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age. And guys, 126 to 81 units for Villese and Sitaux, with a stronger military and worker count, and a damn strong civilization for Villese. From this point onwards, it would take almost a miracle for Sitaux to come back into this game. Before, he was kind of banking on the little slip-ups over here from Villese, who kept on going for Eagle Warriors against Knights for so often. For so long, but now Villese has learned, he's evolved. This is closer to Villese's final form. Cast is on the way for him as well, and he's on his way to the Imperial Age, of course. There we go. It's looking pretty much over. It's looking pretty much over. I would probably have like the castle to be forward, especially because it's got some military presence already. But it's just details. Eventually he's going to have enough sun to go for another castle anyway, and he could potentially go for that one forward instead. Slow starter? Yeah, probably. A little bit of a late bloomer over here, but Villese is getting there eventually. He's the Aztec that could. Yeah, well, you see, now is the time to go for Eagles. He's got 5 barracks. It's going out to the Imperial Age, so very soon these are going to be elite Eagle Warriors, and they are just going to chew the Knights for dinner. And that's going to, yeah, prompt the GG over here for Sitaux before Villese even gets to the Imperial Age. So guys, Villese 1, Sitaux 0. Very strong performance for Villese in game number 1. Let's go and take a look at the achievements. What do we get? It's going to be a better than 5 to 3 KD ratio for Sitaux in the end. Once again, the only reason he was able to stay in this game for so long was because of Vilese's struggles for military. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Villese as well, collecting about 6,000 extra resources and a much higher worker count, not only for the villager max count, but also for the final villager count over here. If you take a look at both these players, Villese was like always on the lead. Even if Sitaux was kind of catching up towards the end, this was probably not going to be the case once the Eagle Warriors hit Sitaux's base. Villese was going to start massacring Sitaux's economy, so this was going to turn around once again very soon if Sitaux hadn't called the GG anyway. So well played! Villese 1, Sitaux 0. Once again, I'm very sorry about that. Just the OBS bug. Give it a second. And it's going to stabilize. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Let's try and catch up and talk about the civilizations, whatnot. Starting with Villese, who is playing on the right-hand side. And by the way, to everybody who's following today, thank you so much for the follows, guys. I hope you're enjoying the content so far. I know many of you might be watching the stream for the very first time. I am Nova, in case that wasn't clear enough. And I cast tournament games for Age of Empires 2. I usually pick 1 tournament or 2 tournaments and I commit myself to it and I try to provide 100% coverage. So if you go to the video section of my channel on Twitch, so twitch.tv/nova/video /videos, I think, you're going to find collections for a ton of tournaments that I've been covering throughout the years. So you're going to have collections for Double Cup 3, you're going to have collections for Double Cup 2, for King of the Desert 4, Battle Africa, you name it, Red Bull, I covered everything. And then I'm also on YouTube as well. And it's always very, very easy to find me. You just go to whatever social you like to use better, and you just do /NovaAOE and you're going to find me. So twitter.com/NovaAOE, Facebook.com/NovaAOE, Instagram, TikTok, right? Whatever. You're going to find me there. Just NovaAOE. No Nova official or, you know, legit or Nova OK _ something. No. Just NovaAOE. OnlyFans? Yes. Nova fans are going to be able to join the OnlyFans as well. Of course. OnlyFans.com/NovaAOE. Alright. So, let's take a look at the civilizations. Villese, playing with Poles over here, is going to have, first off, villages who regenerate HP, 5, 10, 15, 20 HP per minute in Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages. Besides that, their stone miners generate 0.5 units of gold per each unit of stone that they mine, and we see for Poles, access to full work. Well, for the team bonus, we're going to have also 1 bonus damage from Scoutland units against Archer-type units for Poles. And Sitaux Civilization, on the other hand, does not need to build houses. They already start on 200 population support. However, they do begin with less wood compared to other civilizations, and we get 50% accuracy on trebuchets as opposed to 15%. I don't think that's going to be particularly important over here. The games over here are usually over before we get to too many castles, we get to the Imperial Age. And then on top of that, they also have 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages respectively, while for the team bonus, their stables work 20% faster. So let's take a look at the map generation before the players get to the Fuel Age, starting with the blue player. We see 1 goal on the back. Over here. We see 1 stone over there. I guess it's more side-ish, not so much on the back. And then the rest of the resources seem to be either too far away or far, right? Like this one is so far away. There is a goal. You cannot see it, but there is a goal over here. Too far away. And that'll be about it. He does have a wool line over here on the back though, so that's good. He's going to have another one over here to potentially collect from, but he's going for this one instead. Taking a look at the map generation for Sitaux, on the other hand, while we wait for the pause. We'll see that he's got one wood lane in the back. He doesn't have quite as many options compared to Villese, who, on the other hand, is going to have like 1, 2, 3, 4 wood lines over here, right? For Villese. Instead, for the red player, we have this one. And I guess this one is a little bit too far away, right? So I don't think it's going to be able to collect from it. But what he's missing in wood, he's going to have in gold. With 1 gold on the back, 2 golds on the back, 2 stones on the back as well, and even berries over here on the back. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let me take a look to see what... Oh, okay, never mind. Predictions for game number 2 are coming up right now as well. You're gonna have... We're going to make it only 2 minutes for game number 2's predictions because we are getting already to the fuel age, alright? Option 1, Villese. Option 2, Sitaux. And there we go. You have 2 minutes to get the predictions going if you want to participate. So on the way already for Sitaux. We were expecting that to be the case. We're gonna see a stable come up. Nope. Villese is going to go for an archer range. He doesn't really have any gold miners though. Interesting. Spearman coming out for defense. He's gonna try to make a play for archers over here. So it is to... You know, it is understandable for Villese not to want to go for scouts over here because Sitaux stables work faster, so he's able to outproduce him. And going for the same unit type, your opponent's gonna be able to produce faster, will usually result in a very, very tough battle uphill, right? Going for archers over here, eventually he's going to get enough to defend himself against scouts, to defend the archers themselves against scouts. However, with a few spearmen over here, he's already able to put some pressure. Like if he gets 3 archers out already, goes for fletching right, and then he sends the archer forward with the spearman, he might be able to start getting some damage already. Especially because how difficult it is to actually wall this map. The most you're gonna be able to do is just get some local walls around your lumberjacks, but you cannot like really properly wall yourself towards the wood lane because of the one tile of rocky terrain over here does not allow for you to build on top of it. So you cannot really connect the walls. The only way for anybody to effectively wall would be to completely surround the wood line. Archery is coming up now. Sitaux knows what to expect. Hello, Nvidiatis. Hi, welcome back. Sitaux knows what to expect. He's going for the skirmishers now, of course. He's gonna try to make use of the scouts forward and defend with the skirmishers. And hopefully that's going to break Villese's army apart. Defensive tower, though, for Villese. A preemptive one as well. Nice. By the way, guys, exclamation mark VODs is going to give you a link to the video section of my Twitch channel right away. If you don't want to type it. And you can find over there all the VODs. And it's not just the previous streams. Those do expire after like 60 days, I think. But it's individual VODs for each series that I cover. So after I am done streaming today, a couple hours after the stream is over, or early tomorrow, I'm going to have 6 individual highlighted VODs for each series individually over here. So those are never expiring. That is why I'm able to keep a library of so many tournament games as well. Probably hundreds of videos at this point. There we are. Nice villager pick though for Sitaux, going for a little bit of a hair snipe over there. The tower did not really make much of a difference for Villese. Now he's got his own stable, so he's gonna start going for scouts, in addition to the archers and the spearmen. Only 1 archer 4 though, and no fletching. Villese is very unlikely to achieve much of anything with this.
Do waszych usług. Owszem. Jakieś rozkazania? Do waszych usług.
Sleeping bag.
Jakieś rozkazania?
Timo.
There we go. The most Villese can do over here is just get a little bit of idle villager time. But Sitaux is not even going to take the bait over here for too long. He's just bringing some skirmishers and he should be able to take care of the spearmen over there and the archers. This is gonna be fine. You know, Sitaux is gonna keep on roaming around. He was trying to go out to the farm, couldn't do it. He might be able to get a village down over here. Not quite. The spearmen are hot on his heels.
Do waszych usług.
Tak.
Do you have any extra weak villagers that Villese could potentially end up losing to the scouts? Doesn't seem like it's the case. So the game has stabilized at this point in time. The players will keep on trying to roam around and find some damage, especially now that Villese has been able to start going for scouts himself as well. This puts his military in a much better position compared to before, but Sitaux's going for fletching. He'll be able to outrange the archer. He'll do more damage with the TC as well. And let's take a look. Villese is coming over. He's gonna try and get a villager. And he will get one over here. And if he plays this cards right, might be able to get yet another one over there. We have a weak one. However, the spearman is over there as well from Sitaux. So Villese is pushed away for the time being. On the right hand side, we see a similar push coming out from Sitaux, and Villese is able to defend himself successfully.
Do waszych usług.
He's gonna try to get another villager down over here. Hi, TUS! Hey, how are you doing?
Owszem.
Everything's going alright? Hope you're doing alright.
Zecher. Amor mindu.
It's been pretty brutal so far, not gonna lie. 7 hours and 20 minutes, and we are only in the 4th set, so we still have 2 more to go after this one, and my lord, it's going to be a long one, I can tell you. There you are. Beautiful. Think of the follows, guys. Welcome once again, everyone. Remember, the high emote in the channel is free, so you don't need to be a sub, you can use it from the get-go. As well as the ad squad emote, which lets you show you support the stream. Also, even if you're not sub, by watching a commercial here and there. Which is very much appreciated, of course. It amounts for 1/3 of my income, so absolutely no shame over there. Yeah, Villese cannot do anything over here anymore. He does completely wall himself up. The red player seems like he's gonna be the first player to click up to the castle age, and if you take a look at Villese, and he doesn't have anywhere near the resources. And that's another village going down though for the bull player. Yes, sir. Oh, it's so close! He got her! A little bit of a hair snipe over there once again. Yeah, for Mr. Sitaux, but it came at a cost though. 4 scouts actually went down over there, trying to get that one villager, and now Villese's got some momentum. Sitaux will be on his way to the castle age. Villese, however, will be the only player left with a significant amount of scouts. He's got 11 right now, so it's great. There we go. Hey, Bill's Baboon. Welcome. Love to see the high emote. See deep. DJ Kimco as well. Pulse doesn't look as OP here as it does in most matches. Pulse are going to get stronger the longer the game goes as well, especially if we get like a few extra folwarks and he's able to successfully defend the farmers around it. That just gets so good, you know, the longer the game goes. For the time being though, Sitaux is still kind of riding on the advantage that he gets by not having to build houses. As a matter of fact, we saw him earlier even delete the house over here so that he could better surround the goal, because he doesn't need them, right? These are just generated. Welcome, Schnur. 69. Lovely name. Oh man, that is not the best for Villese. Down to 7 scouts now, and he's on his way to the castle age, but Sitaux got him beat by a lot. Right now, about 1 minute and 27 seconds, I think. Sitaux going to be faster to the castle age. So that should be enough for him to start getting some units out. And what will we get for Sitaux? He's got a single stable And he's got double archer ranges, so we could very well see full cavalry archer over here. Remember that Huns, they get 15%, actually, sorry, 20% in the Imperial Age discount on the cavalry archers and 10% in the Castle Age. So it's definitely a unit for him to consider going. We see this be the case very often. But he's just going to go for crossbows instead. Well, he had some archers already out, so he's going for the crossman upgrade, makes sense. But from this point onwards, he doesn't need to commit to archers anymore. He can either go for cavalry archers, or he can make the transition to knights. If he's going to go for knights, I would definitely like for him to go for a second stable, though a single one seems a little bit too low. Seems like Chimera Magyar would be a better choice here than Poles. We saw Chimera Magyars quite a lot on this map in the past. Teutons, we saw it as well. Teutons usually coming in as a counter pick for many of the other common land madness picks, such as, you know, Franks, Magyars. And Poles. Yeah, Poles is, once again, like, it's going to take some time, right? But once they get going, it's very hard to stop. Defense tower coming out for Villese as well. Here we go. Yeah, the crosses cannot seem to do too much anymore. And then on the left-hand side, we have light cavalry now for Villese. Chain, bard, and armor. Second TC provides protection though, and Sitau's gonna be fine. Villese is taking the most losses so far for workers, with another villager going down over here. Bringing Sitau's eco KD up 2-1. 6-3 total. In Villese, he struggled to keep his own economy going, right? A lot of extra idle TC time over here. Some of that's going to be from just trying to go up to the Castle Age while going so heavily into scouts as well. And yeah, he's kind of on the back foot now that Sitau's going to start making a play for cavalry archers. I'm liking Red's position a lot better. And once again, yeah, we want to get another archer range. Usually the way to go is 3. 1 TC. He's gotten the second TC up, but he's having the third archer range significantly later, so his economy already has had some time to adjust. So this is looking very good for Sitaux, and it's looking like if the game keeps going this way and Sitaux is eventually able to take this one, then we are going to have a much slower game number 3, as Villa's home maps are going to be Ring of Reeds and Arena. There we go. Despacito. Yeah. Here come the cavalry archers around. Villese is just trying to bank on the towers. He's got a second TC himself to work with as well, so he should be able to defend himself just fine. However, Villese, forward. He's got a few knights over here. He's gonna try to get some damage, and there's just a lot for him to catch up for. He's still behind by about 13 workers, and he's kind of struggling right now. While Sitaux very soon is going to get to the amount of cavalry archers that he needs to hold on against knights just fine. You get past 15 cavalry archers, and you can 2-shot knights. You get past 30 cavalry archers, you can 1-shot knights. This is assuming, of course, all the projectiles hit, which is going to require ballistics and thumbring, but it's definitely still a number to keep in mind, right? By the time Villese has had an answer to the cav archers, it's late, I believe. I agree. Sitaux is getting already past 15 by quite a lot. He's already on 18. He's going for more. And it's not going to take too long with 3 archer ranges for him to get to about 30 cavalry archers. And from that point onwards, assuming that he gets, once again, thumbring, ballistics, and even without it, if he gets like a few extra units, like 35 or so, I don't think there's anything that Villese will be able to do to stop. Of course, he can go for skirmishers always, right? But skirmishers are pretty easily countered by so many things. And Sitaux playing with Huns, he can go for knights. Can potentially add the siege. He doesn't need to build houses, right? So saves on the wood as well. And where are the skirmishers? That's a great question. Where are the skirmishers, Villese? I have allegations over here of you discriminating against skirmishers. If you want to prove that is false, I want to see the skirmishers. Show me the skirmishers. Where are the skirmishers, man? I don't know. I think the people might be onto something here. Just triple stable full production. Once again, you get past 35 or so cavalry archers, and Villese, no matter how many knights he goes for, it's going to struggle big time.
Rozkazania.
Ballistics is coming up now for Sitaux as well. That is huge for the CA. Yeah, and it seems like Villese. Is Villese trying to get enough knights so that he can go forward, ignore the TCs, and just try to get as many villages as humanly possible? He could do that. That is one thing that the cavalry archers are not quite as good at. They cannot endure TC fire for too long. Like the knights, on the other hand, with chain barded armor, they are much more resilient, so we could see something like that. And that would certainly be a drastic way to try to bring the game back, right? Extra TC coming up. Sitau's going right that direction. Never mind. He's turning around. He's going back. It's kind of faking a little bit, going down the south, hoping that Villese is going to out-garrison the TC and then go back and get a few extra villages. But now he's going to go after the farms. And here comes Villese, and this is what I was talking about. He's got knights over here. There is not enough space for Sitaux to garrison everything. He's got 3 TCs and 87 workers. So he can only garrison 45 villagers out of 87 over here. 42 are still going to be left exposed. And this is what Villese wants to do. He wants to go for a big raid over here that's going to result in a lot of villages going down. And potentially offset for the extra villages Sitau's been able to get up until this point. Because Sitau's got the army split up in 2 groups, is not going to be quite as strong against the knights. So it's a big struggle, and that is a lot of villages going down from Sitaux. On the right hand side, we see Sitaux also trying to make use of his own cavalry archers to raid, but once again, they are not quite as resilient as the knights against TC fire, so it's not a unit you'll be able to raid quite as heavily with. And it's going to be much more micro intensive because you want to keep them away from the TCs, from towers, from danger, from knights even. Anything that closes the gap against cavalry archers is usually going to do pretty well against them. So it's going to require some good unit control, and that is a massacre though! Oh man, the Land Madness Massacre. We may not have a chainsaw over here, but swords are going to do just fine. More villagers going down. Yeah, and that is a lot of villagers, you know? Villese was able to equalize now for worker count. Meanwhile, Sitaux is gonna keep on roaming around. He was able to get some villages down. We can see over here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers, probably, at most, that came down, but it's not great. It's definitely not great, and he ended up losing a good chunk of cavalry archers, so now Villese has kind of equalized the situation. With the same village count for both these players, Villese is back in the race once again. For eco upgrades, he's looking stronger as well. He's got wheelbarrow, while Sitaux does not have it. He's got heavy plow, and he's got boso as well, while Sitaux does not have any of those things. We have the 30C for Villese. He was able to get this one in the end. We have 3 TCs for Sitaux, so from this point onwards, the village count is going to remain about the same. And Villese's KD is what brought him back into this game. Yeah, and no skirmishers. Villese is just going for the power play over here. Do you think we need more explosive animals? I don't think so, Snowball. I think with Flaming Camels, we have the right balance of explosive animals. I think we need no more, no less. Before, we certainly had a distinct lack of explosive animals, but now it seems like it's just fine. Knights are coming over once again. Same tire, gold! Getting raided one more time. Keeps the village count equal. And Sitau's finally getting to the numbers that I wanted to see. Now, what is the problem for the red player? Well, he does have an army that is kind of invincible when he keeps it together. It's an army that's only going to be in one place at a time. So because Vilese's units are a lot more independent, and the knights over here, they can operate in smaller groups quite effectively as well. He can send a few knights around, and he can still keep on raiding while Sitaux kind of needs to keep all the cavalry archers together if he wants to get good engagements against the knights. So you see over here, he's got a good amount, but he doesn't have everything together. And Villese is already getting some good trades. He's getting a bunch of cavalry archers down over here. There's a good call, Gokihan. I think a few scorpions around here would actually go a long way to kind of secure Vilese's economy a little bit better. Yeah. Well, a castle is going to help too. Villese is going for the castle now in Sitaux. It's got the 3rd TC up, the 4th TC up. That's not going to do anything against the knights, really. It's just going to increase the amount of villages it can garrison. So it's going to decrease the amount of villages that are going to be potentially exposed. And the castle's coming up. Is it? 50% though. Oh boy, the castle's not coming up, guys! Thou smiles upon us! As he says, thy castle shall not rise above the ground. Let's able to deny this one. Meanwhile, Villese is going for a counter raid once again. It's remarkable how little regard Villese has had for his own defenses overall when you take a look at how much he's been raiding around. Even with the small amount of units over here, he's always been trying to stay on the offensive. And he's been able to get a lot of damage, yes. But he's still kind of on the back foot over here. Explosive penguins! Oh boy. Explosive yaks. I'm not going to say anything. Let me get some water. Oh god. My voice is starting to feel the 8 hours already. Well, 7.5. There we are. Castle stays the night. We still have, though, one castle Villese was able to finish up in the north. And he's going up to the Imperial Age in Villese. Villese is going for Schlachta privileges. All the night production he's been going for right now, he paid full price for. Once he gets Schlachta privileges, though, let's take a look at how many stables we have. He's got only 3 stables, though. That's not going to be enough. He certainly, if he wants to spam the units, he's going to need at the very least 5, I would say. But, yeah, he's been paying full price for the units so far. Now, just going out to the Imperial. He's going to try to make a play for Cavalier. But it is going to be pretty difficult. Sitau's been going pretty heavily into pikemen over here. So now, knights alone are going to be very tough to make work. If he tries to make a play for Obuk, of course, the cavalry archers are going to take those down too. So I'm not really sure if Villese can do much of anything over here. It feels like a situation of going out to the Imperial Age and kind of falling behind, doesn't it? Especially with the amount of units that Sitaux had over here. Seems like a classic case of imp into nothing. Skirts counter everything that Sitau's got? Yeah. On paper they do. Villese is just not being too keen on going for skirmishes whatsoever. He just keeps on hoping for the power play over here. Villese is fine, I think. Famous last words. 43 minutes, 50 seconds into it. Let's see how long it takes for Villese to call the GG over here. Sitau's got the Imperial Age coming up right now as well, and that is a lot of damage coming out from the red player. Gets to the Imperial Age. He's got a lot of knights though on the way. So he might not have had the highest amount of knights when getting to the Imperial Age, but he's got a lot queued up right now. As well as Cavalier, Chain Bar and Armor. And the knight spam over here is very strong, yes, but Villese needs to keep his economy going though. And with the cavalry archers around, it's going to be pretty difficult. Where's he getting gold from? Where is Villese actually getting gold from? He was getting gold from here now! He's getting pushed away. He's got 2 more golds over here. He's collecting just from this one with 4 villagers. 5 villagers, and this one he's not really collecting from, so... Here come the Cavalier, 20 seconds away still from Villese and Sitaux. Sitaux about 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the Imperial Age. He is getting gold from stone, but not too much, right? The 6 stone miners over here amount to about 3 gold miners. So he definitely wants to control 1 gold to get faster income. Well, fortunately for him, I guess the Cavalier are pretty cheap, right? Oh yeah, about 16 a minute ago? That'd make a lot more sense. Yes. Still trying to play defensive though. Yeah, I guess this is probably the best he can do. Once Sitaux gets to heavy cavalry archers, gets to bracer and chemistry, the Cavalier are not going to do anything, so he's just trying to reduce the numbers right now, and he's been able to, quite a lot. We had north of 40 cavalry archers for Sitaux, now he's gone down to 36. However, as Sitaux gets to the Imperial Age, we see Halberdier on the way. Chemistry and bracer are coming up as well. It doesn't have the last armor upgrade. No one's got the last armor upgrade over here. We don't have ring archer armor for Sitaux, and Villese doesn't have plate guardian armor too. So he definitely wants to take the engagement over there before we get the extra attack for the cavalry archers, because these Cavalier, they cannot go up to +4. This is good though. The counter rate's coming up, and Villese is starting to swarm, guys. He's starting to swarm with 33 Cavalier. And counting. If he's able to sustain his gold production, he should be able to keep on going for more over here. Ideally, he wants to increase his gold income as well a little bit. His full income, sorry, a little bit. That's going to be mainly the bottleneck, I guess, for this unit. Yeah, and the Halberdier are getting cleaned up. And the villages are going down over here from Sitaux, and well, he was looking so much stronger not that long ago. Now it seems like it's Villese, the one definitely in the driver's seat. He's behind the military counts. Sitaux's been able to keep a hold of most of his military, but Villese got some good rates going. He was able to get ahead in worker count. He was able to take the castle down over here. So now Sitaux's only going to be on TCs to defend himself. And if Villese is able to protect the trebuchets against cavalry archers, he might find himself still in a good spot, but it's going to be tricky. There we go, the Cavalier coming over. Straight to the wood line. Cannot do too much though. Still no skirmishers for Villese. Well, at this point the skirmishers wouldn't really be able to do too much. Elite skirmishers, well, they are pretty alright. Against pikemen, against Halberdier, they're not quite as strong anymore. Beautiful raid over here. Actually, beautiful snipe over here from Sitaux. Spartan Tactics coming up right now as well. That's going to give him the extra armor that he doesn't get by not getting access to ring arch armor. It's going to compensate for it a little bit, and Sitaux's villager count keeps on dropping, guys, to very dangerous low levels over here. 83 only. 50 workers behind compared to Villese. Yeah, it might be the case. Very soon Sitaux might only have cavalry archers left. And this is like kind of like the Achilles heel of this army from Sitaux, and we talked about this before. You get a good amount of cavalry archers, and you have kind of an unstoppable army, right? But the problem is that you need to keep the army together, and you can only be in one place at a time. While Villese, on the other hand, I mean, take a look. He's got Cavalier on the left-hand side. He's got Cavalier at the center, right? Could very well start sending the Cavalier up in the north as well, and then Sitaux won't really be able to defend himself. He's even struggling to produce Halberdier right now. Poles balance? Who has better Hussar? I think Poles? Yes, the Poles get winged Hussar. The Huns are going to be regular. Although the Huns, they do get plate guardian armor. If you do end up getting Lehitic Legacy though, depending on the engagement, I think the winged Hussar basically obliterate any other hostile type because of the splash damage. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't tested it, but I think that's the case. And guys, take a look at that. Just estimate how many villages are going down over here. I dare you. I believe this is probably more than 30 villages going down. And Sitaux calls it GG. Villese brings the game back. With less than half the military compared to Sitaux, he completely collapsed. Which lacked the privileged cavalier over here. The red player out of this game. Well, Sitaux was looking so much stronger before. There is a very, very important play earlier. Let's see if we can spot it. It is when we saw the players about to get up to the Imperial. No, actually a little bit earlier, right? Before we even were thinking about Schlag the privileges. About here. Yeah, about here. This is the key play. Villese, he ignored the cavalry archers. Despite the huge number that Sitaux has over here, because the cavalry archers were kind of split and the army forward was not quite as strong. And he just went full forward. If it weren't because of this play, if he had decided to play defensively with skirmishers, who knows what would have happened. But he decided to go full forward and use the knights. And the knights' resilience to snipe villagers, even from underneath the TC. And after this play, Villese was back into the game. He caught up for villager count, and from that point onwards, he was able to... he put himself back in the race, while Sitaux, of course, from that point onwards, he started struggling big time. Well played. For the achievements then, we'll see a very nice KD for Villese. Is going to be in the end about a little bit better than 4-3, actually. And for economy, we have a stronger economy for Villese, collecting about, wow, 9,000 extra resources. You would have expected Sitaux to actually be ahead. I guess it's probably just towards the end of the game, right? Kind of. Sitaux seems like he always struggled for economy. If you take a look at the total amount of resources collected, it was always kind of close. What about society? Yeah, better for Villese in the end. 140 villagers max. Take a look, 134 villages went down for Sitaux throughout the game, compared to 53. Well played! Villese finds himself then 2-0 up against Sitaux. Game number 3 is going to be match point. We know what the map's going to be. Let's go back and take a look at it again. Ideally, that's going to allow people who do not want to endure through the ads to just mute the stream for a little bit or pause it, right? And those who do end up getting the commercials, proud members of the ad squad, still support my content quite a lot, so it's very much appreciated. Guys, game number 4 is here, game number 3 is here. Got used to game number 4 being match point. This would be the first clean sweep, I think, from today. So game number 3 over here for match point already. Villese is playing with Japanese, Sitaux with Lithuanians. Villese with Japanese is going to get 5, 10, 15, 20% faster working fishing ships in the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages with twice the HP and plus 2 Pierce armor. On top of that, he gets 50% discount on drop of buildings and 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the Field Age, while for the team bonus, he gets 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. Still, Lithuanians begins with extra resources, 150 extra foot. Gets 10% faster movement skirms, spearline units. And we're gonna see for Lithuanians 1 extra attack per relic garrison, up to 4 attack for knights and Lycha units. While for the team bonus, their monasteries work 20% faster, so it's a little bit easier for them, a little bit faster for them to get the monks out and potentially go around and try to snipe or try to collect the relics. In any case, let's go and take a look at the map generation over here. And so far, nobody has actually tried to make a play for the water. The main goal for Villese is forward, very much so. He's got a stone over here on the back, which is good. And then he's got a woolen over here on the back, but he doesn't seem to have an abundance of resources. Maybe the berries over here is going to be 2 resources, 3 resources, I guess total, right? Well, if you also account for this wood line, right? And this one is a little bit too far away, right? But this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources is got available. However, the goals are going to be an issue though, of course. He does have another one over here, rather, but it's too far away. If we take a look at the map generation for Mr. Sitaux, on the other hand, the red players they go a little bit closer to a TC. I think it might be the same distance, but this is more side-ish, not quite as forward, but still exposed. So like if we saw the blue player go for like a tower over here, for instance, he would still be able to push him away from here, right? But he does have the goal forward. We're gonna see that he's got the stone forward. So it's not quite as good. Not to say that Vilese's map is particularly great, but it seems like Sitaux's map is a little bit worse. However, he does have the berries on the back, while while Vilese's were a little bit forward, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3 wood lines for the red player. Not too shabby. And over here, it shouldn't be too difficult for him to wall himself up, right? Just something like this. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there we go, just something like this. One second. OBS is freaking out once again. Usually when it happens in the middle of the game, it doesn't happen for too long. There we go. Let's keep on going. There we go, archer range is on the way now for Villese, meanwhile Sitaux has got his own archer range. Both these players will go for full land over here. Nobody seems to be interested in going for fish too much. Well, for fish and ships. Rather, they are going for fish at the center, or rather, box turtles. Preempted tower for Villese. Interesting. That's okay, I guess, because even if Sitaux was able to go for a tower on the right-hand side and push him away from this box turtle, then Villese would still be able to go for the mill on the left-hand side, and he would be fine anyway. Oh, predictions! Yes, sorry about that. We're going to know predictions. Once again, it's going to be just 2 minutes because we are already halfway through the game. Who takes game number 3? Option 1 is going to remain Villese. Option 2 is going to remain Sitaux. Go nuts, guys! And 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes now. There's a tower on the way now for Sitaux. That's a lot of faith in Villese, not a lot of faith in Sitaux over here though. The predictions are very one-sided. There we go, that's what I want to see. I want to see some support for both these guys. Doesn't need to be exactly even, but there's gotta be something to gain, right? Next villager snipe over here though. Villese gets first blood in the game. Wanna see at least 4 games? You go, boys! Give your energy with bones. Sitaux is going to feel it in his bones. Every bone you bet is going to give Sitaux 1 extra elo. Beautiful defense tower over here, and the game's going to stabilize. Villese has been able to get ahead and working on, despite the fact that he's got a little bit of extra idle TC time compared to Sitaux, because he's the only player who's actually making a play for water right now. He's got 2 fishing ships over here. If it weren't because of it, they would be about the same. What? Okay. Sitaux doesn't want to keep on going. He calls it GG. I'm not really sure if he spotted the dock. I don't think he did. I think no, I have no idea. The score over here is not particularly high for Villese for, you know, Sitaux to realize about the fish over there. Just calls it GG. He lost 2 villagers. Yeah, doesn't want to keep on going. Okay. That's going to be 3-0 for Villese. This might be a little bit of a tragic ending for Sitaux. He ended up calling the GG just before the predictions. Actually, just after the predictions closed, right? So let's pay these off. For us, it's going to be kind of fortunate in a sense. So there's always a silver lining. And the silver lining for us right now is that the next series is going to begin actually on time. So we had 2 more sets to go through. The next one is going to be the Viper versus Jordan, and then the next one is going to be Doubt versus Hera. That one is going to be cast using record the game. So it seems like we're on track. It seems like we're on track, and maybe it's not going to be 12 hours anymore. Yeah, this one was a little bit of a quicker set. Yes. Let's go and take a look at the achievements, although I don't think there's too much to take a look at over here. 2-1 kill ratio for Villese. Yeah, more resources collected. And 1 extra villager for Villese for the villager max count. And that's about it. Let me just rewind over here 30 seconds. Maybe unit control kind of frustrated Sitaux a little bit. That happens sometimes. The player's just too good and they are not losing units. Can be frustrating. So these are the last 30 seconds once again. We have some skirmishers over here for Villese. Yeah, I think it's probably Sitaux now realizing about the archers. So he realizes and he just calls it GG. Right. Yeah, that was probably it.